Hey, Internet. How goes it? Fancy seeing you here again. Um, Tumultuous times. Got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of fires to put out right now. This war with Iran is looking like probably the most unpopular war I've ever seen. You know, a lot of the wars that we've participated in never been in our interest, but um, they were able to get a lot of support for the wars. Like Iraq War, that war never made sense. Iraq had nothing to do with it. I was against it from the gate. Um, but they were able to propagandize so many people. Um, I remember having arguments with friends, now former friends, and I would be like, why are we going to war with Iraq? What is it? What did they have to do with 9/11? They were Muslims. They were, and I'm like, are you saying that the Iraqi people are Muslims? And just because someone is just um, if they were Muslims, just because they share religion, like we should just bomb them? Because look at all the Christians. Look at the Christians who enslaved all of the people who are currently in America, who continue to have Christian jihads. And it's just like we never lump Christians together, and it's anti-Semitic to not even say Jewish people, but to say Israeli people. Israeli government is one of the biggest terror states in the world. That's anti-Semitic to talk about that specific government. You can't do it, but you can say Islamophobic shit like it's nothing, and that continues to be perpetuated. We never talk about the Islamophobia in this country. We talk about the rise in anti-Semitism, and yeah, the probably the apex of anti-Semitism was leading up to the Iraq War, which people were on board with, even though it never made sense. Now we got enough people who are awake to how shit actually works, because a lot of the people who really believed hook, line, and sinker everything they heard about Saddam Hussein, they're using the same talking points for Iran. And yeah, the people who believed it the first time, they're having difficulty believing it now because they lost limbs, lost loved ones. Um, they suffered from it, from believing the shit. That's why one of the biggest anti-war voices came from Fox News, someone who was just so despicable to me just a little over a decade ago. Tucker Carlson. Now he's motherfucking one of the only big voices calling out the bullshit from the top, and it's refreshing, um, but like there's his audience moved with him, or I think he caught up with his audience because his audience had to make the shift because they suffered, and it could have been just a calculated business opportunity. But whatever the case, America is not believing the shenanigans. However, we do have a captive population suffering so much poverty, so difficult to get a house. People can't afford education. So, yeah, the military recruitment folks, like they didn't stop. I saw them actively targeting people of color specifically, and that's when you look at the military. There's a disproportionate amount of colored people fighting for the U.S. Empire. Um, that's how you know it's bad, because when they want more people of color in it, like disproportionately representing, that it's not good. Like they'll take some poor white people, sure, but right now, the face of the war, the shit I've been getting, not a rah rah military guy. All my family's military. Both my parents knowingly poisoned by the military bases they worked at. Then when they needed assistance, they had that good insurance that didn't do shit. They didn't run the necessary tests, watch them die of cancer. metastasized when it could have been taken care of, if the insurance was worth a damn, or if they had health care instead of health insurance. But now they got like this whole trending thing, which is, it just hurts my heart, hurts my soul a little bit. It is military folks twerking for empire, and this is the corniest song. It's just dumb as fuck. Let me see, make sure you can hear how stupid this shit is. But it is just this is how they're getting ready for war with Iran. One of the most unpopular wars of all time.
Who's do this shit again? Iran, we ain't scared of you. No, where the fuck do y'all stay? We ain't never fuck Iran. Bitch, we did World War I and we did World War II. Bitch, we'll do this shit again. Iran, we ain't.
We did World War I. We did World War II. Who is we? Sounds like a black person singing a song, but they must be like, a descendant of a Rothschild or something. We did World War I. We did World War II. We're victims of World War I. We're victims of World War II. I mean, does anybody know how World War I was started? I mean, if you know about who Franz Ferdinand is, a lot of people think that was it, but it was like all of these dumbass interconnections between these countries. But it was really the carving up of non-white areas. And then, Germany, they had issues with the lands that they were stealing from, so they wanted different shit. Then they had just a bunch of pacts. These major European powers. They had their proxies sign these dumbass alliances, and then this one person died. Then millions of people died because of it. But it was really just about carving up the rest of the world. Who has power and what. Technically, the Germans really won, but they got sabotaged from within. I wonder who did that. Big part of it, Britain's garbage. They got part of the German population to turn against the German government. Anyways, that ain't got nothing to do with black people. That's the moral of the story. We did World War I. This is the corniest fucking song, and they got these chicks twerking to it. And this is not the only thing going on like that. Hold on. This is like some army grunts. They getting ready for the war too.
Drop big bombs at the end of discussion. Fuck, I ran, I ain't running from nothing. You see me running, I'm running for president. Missiles on missiles, you know how we coming. Tell all your men we gon' blow up the country. I see you tweeting online, you what's up? One more threat and I'm pressing that button. They trying to impeach me,
they got shirtless motherfuckers listening. Fuck Iran. Fuck Iran. What the fuck? If you are a black English speaking person, Iran is not your problem. You should be like, fuck the government. Fuck who's running this shit. Fuck who's running my community into the ground. You're gonna pick up guns to go after your actual oppressor. Iran ain't doing shit. You want to hear what some OGs who are in the Vietnam War had to say about the government?
And they misuse us because we can't get back home. We are the black people. So how is somebody gonna tell us how we supposed to sport our clothes? This is what we're talking about. They don't want us to get a power where it's nothing but a grievance. That's all. They said the Afro was legal. Am I right or wrong? That's what they said. It was legal. We can sport an Afro. All right. If the brothers go out and line up their fro real nice, it's looking good. It's neat and it's presentable. This is all that's necessary. But it's not by Marine Code regulations, which when the regulations were written, we wanted mine anyway. But they want us to wear skinhead, what they call it, hindsight. It's not my culture. Am I right or wrong? They come over here, a Vietnamese girl, she called me a nigga. A nigga, Vietnamese, cause I know it's not part of their language. Can't nobody tell me it's part of their language. See, we go over here, we fight. Okay, we fight to defend the water we drink, the land we grow our food on, and our way of culture. We also fight to protect Rockefeller's foundations. We fight to protect J.P. Kennedy's foundation. All these different kind of foundations that the black man can't partake of. You understand? And then we go back, we continuously harass. It's not necessary. This ain't what we heard. This is what we know. Now, just like you said, these already young people don't know where the word nigga came from or nothing. They have to learn how to speak it. The first time I come over here, I goes out in the Ville, I falls into one of these places, and I'm thrown out because I'm black, you know? Because I'm black. They don't like us. They say we start trouble. Now who done put this stuff in their mind? You know what I mean? The bees came over here and brainwashed these people. And we've been stripped of our culture and
you know, they were aware of the Rockefeller Foundation, still got power. Rothschild still got power. I mean, Israel is the Rothschild's creation. Because we're talking about generational monopolies. Rockefeller, that's energy monopoly. Rothschild, that's financial monopoly, control of the money. You know, you got the Carnegies and the steel, and it's just like these generational monopolies. And now it's just like a big, you know, like they interbreed with each other. They fuck each other, and then they fuck us over. Then you have kids. They get your kids to an island. They raping them. Then they get you twerking, twerking for their empire to try to recruit more people. This shameful shit. These motherfuckers laughing at you. This chick was she twerking because the military helped her get a house. You know, they talk about black people being violent, right? Well, I mean, wouldn't you have a more violent society if for you to be able to own a house, you have to sign up to become a hitman for the government? And the government will have you fighting for psychopathic, blackmailed pedophiles. I mean, what isn't that going to just like make people more violent? Becoming hitmen for blackmailed pedophiles. I mean, that's just, it stands to reason. That's just a logical assessment of what we're looking at. And it's like the celebration, like, yay, the blackmailed pedophiles let me get a house. Of all these millions of empty houses, I was able to get one. That's crazy. But yeah, that's not and here, and this is I'm gonna show you why Iran is the war with Iran is one of the most. It's just like one of the wars that nobody wants, right? Because everyone, you look at all of the social media, they doing everything to make people root for Israel. They silencing all opposition. They silencing anybody who has anything bad to say about Israel. But still, everyone is rooting. Like when they have like new uploads of like attacks from Iran, all of the comments are like, "Go Iran, Iran, you can do it. I believe in you." Right, and this is part of the reason why.
Iranian hackers just said that they're going to hack the credit bureau and wipe everyone's credit card debt and give everyone an 800 credit score. Do it. I bet you won't.
In case that was missed, Iranian hackers have threatened to hack Equifax and all these credit bureaus and just erase all of the debt. So if you got a mortgage on your house, that's going to be erased. This is what Pretty Boy Floyd did when he was robbing banks. He was like, tear up mortgages, so the banks didn't know who owed what, and then like people just owned their houses after that. And now Iran is threatening to do the same thing. And now Iran is threatening to do the same thing. And Yeah, I'm with that. I mean, we're talking about America's financial control over you. Like we have debt slaves, right? And Iran is threatening to break your shackles. So all these people who are like signing up to kill people for a house, Iran would do more good for you than your own government. And let's not forget, like the other terrorists, the horrible people that our government told us that we had to hate, and then Hillary Clinton laughed at killing people like Muammar Gaddafi, right? If you had a baby in Libya when he was ruling it, you get $50,000. You get married, you get $50,000. You get housing. They were switching to a gold backed currency. That's why they had to kill him. But also, when Bill Clinton was in office, he was trying to arrange a payment to Black Americans of over $1 billion. He was like, America, y'all ain't gonna give them reparations, so we gonna send them some help. We see how y'all got them these Black people toe up. Let's send them a couple $1 billion, get them on their feet. And yeah, they didn't allow that because we have to hate these people. And in Iran, when they held a bunch of Americans hostage once they had the revolution, overthrowing the dictators that we put in power over there, they let all the Black prisoners go. They were like, you guys ain't got nothing to do with this. You guys are suffering over there. We want to show solidarity with y'all. So these people who are twerking, talking about fuck Iran, like they got this corny ass music talking about fuck Iran, like Iran is your enemy. I just hope y'all wake up to the fact that this government does not give a shit about you. Next stop is Turkey, and Netanyahu, and the Israeli government, they made it clear, like, next we got to focus on Turkey. They're the big bad wolf now. Now that we're already like in war with Israel, they can't stop using our military, putting American citizens in danger for their wars. But this is I got like a little personal thing with Turkey because my niece was out there in 2016, about 10 years ago, and the CIA was trying to coup their government, and they ended up holding my niece as well as a bunch of other soldiers hostage, and it was a few days, and my sister was like, let's pray for my niece, and hopefully they get back safely. I was like, pray for him. Why is she there? Why is anybody in our family serving for this fucking military? They don't give a shit about us. But it's just like a continuation. It's what people know. And then, there's certain people who get elevated. They get jobs because of their service. So it's like, if you're a correctional officers, I got some correctional officers in my family, parole officers, retired wardens. So it's like they got good stuff to say about it, about the military, because that was their career path. Just like you get out the military and you become a hitman. Like, well, I was trained for my career path. That's, yeah, you probably have nothing but good shit to say, but I think that's not a good testimonial. It's not something that will make me want to join, like, so kill people for the government, then you just get out and you just kill more people. Like, that doesn't affect your sleep. But, to each his own. It's certain people, it's just like, everyone needs a hobby. But Yeah, and it's just we hear so much about how amazing the Israeli folks are. You know, the most moral army in the world. And there was an interview with Mike Huckabee. He was saying that their army is they care more about civilians than Americans do. You know, they have protocols that even America doesn't keep up with, which is shocking. Because I've seen the videos of them laughing about killing children. I've seen a father take his newborn baby out in a stroller and got into traffic to prevent aid from getting starving Palestinian children. And yeah, and then there's this. It's a IDF soldier who's like bragging about not only killing people, but he was like, yeah, we also love raping them. And I guess it makes sense because there was a rape accusation, and it was someone who was getting in trouble, and a bunch of Israeli folks showed up to protest in favor of the rapist, and they killed people with rape. Like they penetrated their rectums with objects that killed them, and they thought that shit was funny. And they got the world's largest skin harvesting plant. They made the world's largest, that broke a record for kidney donation because they are killing and torturing people and selling their parts separately. It's disgusting. But this is like someone who's like laughing about raping people.
Yeah. And don't worry, and we rape them also. We're not just kidding. We're raping also. Okay?
Oh, you're raping also.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'm letting you know. Hey, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm streaming, bro. You are gonna be fucking hated by every American, dog.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. I just show you a picture, okay? Yeah. And don't worry, and we rape them also. We're not just kidding. We're raping also.
Oh, we got so twerking for rapists, and this is not to discount the rapists that are in the American military, who will rape their own. These women who are twerking for to these corny ass anti-Iran songs. Like you will join someone who will rape you. There is a 40% chance you're going to get raped by one of the people that you train with. Them's just the facts. And if you aren't raped personally, you're going to see them hang out with these Israeli rapists. They're just going to just start raping corpses or children or whatever the fuck. But then, they rape enough people, get enough blackmail on them. That's probably how they become politicians. So they become like a Cory Booker type, or name your bought and sold pedophile, blackmail pedophile. And this is a sick culture, and motherfuckers, no one should be twerking for the American government. I mean, if you're gonna be twerk when you see the pedophiles being brought to justice, because at least the twerking won't lead to you being brought to an island and raped repeatedly. But at least that's just my opinion. But and if you think, the Israeli folks, they only hate these terrorists, the people who we are told are terrorists, and they tell us they're terrorists. But they view us as equals, because we are that's our greatest ally. It's our greatest ally in the world, Israel. They love us so much. Forget about USS Liberty when they bombed American warships repeatedly. And it's not like they didn't know it was our ship. It had like flags and everything. And they have survivors of the USS Liberty, like they go into detail about what they saw, what they experienced, and it was very intentional. It was a false flag. They were trying to get us to go to war with Egypt. Like I said, they got more false flags on the way. Be prepared. But this is what they think of you, Goyim. Just so we're clear.
Do you see Jews and non-Jews as the same? כאילו שווה ערך. No. Okay, explain.
I see Jews as the chosen nation.
Okay.
They were chosen by Hashem.
Okay. A few things. Yesterday, or one of the other days, someone was asking me about my statements about the inbreeding in Israel. Prime example of inbreeding, and this is maybe it's difficult for you to see on this screen since the camera's so far away, but yeah, he's clearly, his parents are clearly related. I'm not going to speak to the degree of their level of relation. Could be sister, brother, cousin, first cousin, but it's in there. And next, I want to talk about. He talks about they're related to Shem. Shem, descendants of Shem. Shem was black. This person is not black. He is a pasty white. I'm sure he has many layers of sunscreen to protect him from the sun because he is not native to that land. The land rejects him. Him and all the people who he say are chosen. They were chosen by family members to procreate and then create this disgusting person who thinks he's better than you. But let's
Does it make Jews better? Makes Jews different.
Okay.
Like so, not all of our body parts are the same. They're all the same parts of the body, but there's the mind, there's the heart, there's...
Not all of our body parts are the same. See? Like my body parts would never grow into a child. I'm sure he would say something differently because that's the number one vacation spot for pedophiles or escape spot. Because when they're getting persecuted for pedophilia in America or other countries, Israel embraces them with open arms. Then they probably give them work curating children for Epstein Island.
But they're all the same. They're all part of the same body.
Do they deserve the same rights? Let's put it that way. Jews, non-Jews, anyone who lives here, let's say, does everyone deserve the same, treated the same? Let's put it that way.
I think not. I think that this is the nation of the Jews, that the Jews should have more rights than non-Jews.
Like, give me an example of a right that a Jew should have that a non-Jew shouldn't.
Right now, I think that the Jews should get land here, like the Bible says, that each Jew, when Yeshua came.
The Bible, he's quoting the Bible that says they should get land. That's their deed. It's the Bible. But if you read the Bible, you got any Christian paraphernalia on, they'll spit in your general direction. They'll harass you. They'll attack you. But read the Bible, and it'll tell you that's where their land comes from. And let's never forget, the Bible was written by epic slaver King James. If you're getting your spirituality from the Bible, you've already lost. But yeah, these motherfuckers, they're not religious for the most part. They have no real connection. No, like the motherfuckers are unscrupulous. Like they just commonly steal land. There's videos of the settlers going into the West Bank. They rush to these homes to steal as much as they can, to be the first to steal the premium houses. Motherfuckers, like they train their kids starting at 7 to hold guns and go and kill people. It's like little kids going over stealing houses, continuing to colonize. And then what we hear is, the Palestinians, they train their children from a young age to hate Jews. No, motherfucker, we're trained to hate evil. We know in our heart from the beginning what is evil, what is wrong, and we just oppose it. And that's why when people see what Israel is doing, they get disgusted. Even many Jews, because it's a human reaction, and they lost their humanity. And it's, you could go back to videos I made way before October 7th. I call them human intending, because we don't judge them by their being, by their action. We're supposed to judge them by their stated intentions. And that's just like people like Netanyahu. They always have the intention. We're here to stop terrorism. We're here to help. We're here to do this. And it's just like, okay, you have intentions, but your actions would lead us to believe that you are the terrorist. But we're supposed to just judge you by your intentions. So they are human intendings. And that's, not a unique to Israel thing. You look at all of the blackmailed pedophiles who are sending us into World War III. Yeah, they're the same. They're cut from the same cloth. That's why we need revolution. We need to overthrow everything. That's why it's just like, if you guys post a video of you capturing anybody who is a co-conspirator with the Epstein list, I'll send you a special prize. You get like some radically threaded gear. Anything you see me wearing, it's yours. Make it custom for you. Make you your own little thing. Um, just prizes galore. Of course, be peaceful. No decapitations. No, it's a lot of people roaming the streets with guillotines, ready to cut off some pedophile's head. I'm not condoning that. I'm condoning some kind of a democratic process. So if we bring him to justice, and then you live in a state that allows for execution, I don't know. That's something for you guys to decide. That's not me. My stated intention is I want to turn their life of poverty into a television program.
The Jewish test.
I want to make their life so miserable where they want to kill themselves, but we take away their shoelaces. They start getting those overdraft fees. They start dealing with that impoverished shit that I've gotten accustomed to for many decades. They couldn't cut it. There is a lot going on in this screen. Well, thank you for the specificity. I guess a lot going on means you can't get into the detail. Well, yeah, and maybe this is the screen, and this was.
One got his own plot of land.
There we go.
So I think that the Jew should get his own plot of land. And
that better?
Shouldn't.
Do you see Jews and non-Jews as the same?
No.
Hopefully that helps. I have just been toe up. And there's another video. Black
I didn't
people.
want to have to make this video, but right now it's kind of urgent. I gotta make this video. Look, World War III memes is not funny. It's funny sometimes, but y'all be in the comment section, y'all be tripping, bro. Cause y'all be talking about, if I die, can y'all get my TikTok, and can y'all be added to my life insurance? Like, no. Like, why y'all think my life is funny? This is real. I live here. I got 7 more months to be here.
All right. Well, no disrespect to the brother. I know he, probably like my family. My dad tried to get me to sign up for the military. I had all kinds of recruitment officers at my school. My dad used to be like, you just need to sign up for school they pay for your education, you get your house. And it's not like y'all gonna be going to a war. And then in my senior year, that's when 9/11 happened. So I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't sign up. But But like I said, all my other siblings, they joined every branch of military except for Space Force, because it didn't exist when we were younger. And yeah, not knocking him, but yeah, it is just shitty timing. You should never join the military, especially if you black. I mean, unless you join in with the intention of bringing it down from the inside. If that is your intention, it is noble. But if your intention is to go and fight who they tell you to fight, like that's just going to lead to you being one of the many statistics of suicide because of the moral injury. Once you understand what you did fighting for this government that hates you, you come back after killing who could have been someone who could have been a potential ally for a government that is stepping on the necks of your people, shooting people, taking away their rights that you're supposed to be fighting for. Yeah, it's just like we have a high suicide rate in the military for a reason. A nice, hold on. And this is, I mean, I mentioned false flags in the last show because I definitely feel one coming. Because there's no one is down with this war. No one. Like everything I see, that's where they post videos of Iran attacking Israel. Even back when in Ukraine, during the Ukraine war, right? People were like, "Oh my God, Ukraine! My heart cries for Ukraine." People putting the Ukrainian flag in their bios and all this shit. It was like people were on the side, like they were believing all the propaganda, even though the Ukraine was filled with Nazis. And let's never forget, Russia sacrificed more of their people to end Nazism than any other country. And their stated purpose was denazification of the Ukrainian government, because we overthrew. But anyways, well, like you see the attacks from Russia, like people were just like siding with Ukraine. It was like, oh my God, Ukraine, fuck Russia, fuck Putin, and all this shit. Fast forward, our number one ally. People like we keep getting told Israel, like we love Israel. This is the government telling us this stuff, but people have woken up. I mean, they bought up TikTok, they bought up CBS. I mean, they really had control of all the mainstream media, but now they had like they took off the satin glove. It's just like blatant propaganda in support of Israel. No one's buying it, right? And now it's just like, how do they win over the hearts of people? False flags. So that's why I was like, I felt it coming. Apparently, I'm not alone, but someone has like an interesting hypothesis on where the next false flag is coming from.
So I think I know where the next false flag is going to happen. I think that the next false flag is going to be on U.S. soil at Disneyland. Most of you have seen this Google Analytics tool that people were searching Charlie's death before it happened. On November 28th in Israel, there was a spike in these keywords, Disneyland terrorist. And also around the same region, they were searching Disneyland bombing. Also, again, there was a Disneyland ISIS spike in searches. I believe that the next attack is going to be on American soil and that it's going to be against our children. The question is, are you going to fall for it or fight against it? Christ will always be king, and I will always be American first.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna believe any attack. I think that they had a shooting in Austin. Someone had a property of Allah shirt. I feel like that was a softening up. Like they're just making it seem like there's sleeper cells from Iran out here. Yeah, I'm not buying it. No matter what they do, I'm not going to hate anybody. You know, I'm not going to be like, fuck, let's hate Iranian brown people. That's not my steez. I will hate the governments of Israel, of America, of Canada, of the UK, of all these colonizers. You know, anybody who my government is allied with, because my government is the greatest evil that I can think of. Blackmailed pedophiles who commit war crimes. You know, I hate the people who blackmail them, the people who do their bidding. And it's just like, yeah, I will fight whoever I would have to take them out of power. It's and I would like to see the military folks just kind of catching up with that ideology as well. They're not your friend. Do not twerk for the government. It's like the first step of them turning you into a sex worker. Yeah, internet. Yeah, just wanted to share because I do feel the false flags brewing, and I would like us to not fall for it at all. I take it from me, someone who's been right, even when being right was the crazy thing to say out loud. About COVID, about the Nazis in the Ukraine, about Israel before October 7th, about all of the crazy psyops that you couldn't question. I went down, lost 4 channels questioning their narratives, and still haven't been reinstated because I was right. Because they do not want you to know certain things. And whatever false flag they push on us, don't fall for it. Oh man, we gotta do because it's an artist, KRS-One. He has a song that perfectly illustrates. If you don't listen to KRS-One, I'm talking about the new shit. He got like almost 30 albums. Keep your head up, knock your head up. Never let them get you set up. The whole system's a setup. It's time we get the vet up. We've been about this revolution from the time we met up. Take it back, I got my fist up. Malcolm X in 88. A revolution only works for those that don't participate. You a play, play a fake. Yo, it's time to demonstrate higher level mental states. Conscious people congregate. Show the love, not the hate. This is basic, no debate. But these people are debating and they hating. They should wait. If we're bickering amongst ourselves and got us in this state. Yeah, the truth is inconvenient, but the truth is never late. You can't see what they be doing, how they thinking, how they moving. You can't see what they pursuing, making claims they're not proving. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. We can see who is the enemy. Sovereignty's the remedy. You don't need telepathy, it's white supremacy. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Bringing the raw, doing the talk. Government officials bringing the law. You never see what you never saw. 303, open the door. Knowledge reigns. That is the game. Ignorance. That is the shame. Don't fall for it. The reps and the Dems are the same. This one's shooting us up. That one's locking us up. This one got us stuck. That one's out of luck. You can run if you need to. The cycle never ends. No justice, but in 4 years they hyping us again. Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. If you thinking and you running and you drinking and you running and you really not concerned with what the news and what they running, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. If you love it, never hate it, you will bring it.
Limit recording music. Oh, okay. I can't record shit. That's fucked up. Talking earlier about someone was asking me to do a podcast, and I was mentioning guests that I would fuck with if you guys could reach out to them, see if we can make that happen. KRS-One, he's on that list. That's like someone who I would love to chop it up with. As well as Boots Riley from The Coup. He's got a new movie coming out. But also for the fact, I got to meet Brother Ali, solid cat. I met him multiple times, as a matter of fact. But I told him one of the times, I was like, you got to do a song with Boots Riley. I'm surprised y'all don't congregate. Y'all don't make shit happen. I never heard Boots Riley, Brother Ali doing anything, or KRS-One, and that'd be like some hot shit if they all jumped on it. Fun fact, I did not know until last time I saw Brother Ali. He was doing like a show discussing some of the history of his music, because he ended up leaving the country. I think he lives in Iran now, or he was at the time. But his song, Uncle Sam Goddamn, was the first rap song they've ever played on Iranian airwaves. The first song, or the first rap song. If you don't know the song, it's a slapper. I would play it, but they're saying there's limitations on how much music I can play. But it is powerful shit. I would love to sit down and do a podcast with them. So if you come across this and you go like, "Oh, Nate, do the podcast," reach out to them. That'll be a conversation I'd love to have. Plus, I would like just encourage them to work together, because it was funny, because Brother Ali knew who Boots Riley was. He was like, "Man, he a legend. He wouldn't work with me." I was like, "Dude, I can see y'all working together." And because I thought Brother Ali was an albino black dude. Found out he's really an albino white dude. Like, so when people say, one of the things that burns me up when someone talks about like the best rapper ever, and so many white people, their go-to, Eminem, which never made sense to me. Eminem, he's like, he was never even the best white rapper when I didn't know Brother Ali was white. Like, I always thought LP was better. Like Eminem, what does he rap about? Like, whenever someone says their favorite rapper, I'm like, okay, give me the bars that make him the best. Like, what does he say? Not the beat. What lines? Like, is it the song where he's talking about killing his mom and raping his girlfriend, or raping his mom? And like, do we even mourn when his mom died? Like, all the songs he made about killing her? I don't know. Right? Just like, this is what makes him good. It's just like, none of his shit is garbage. It's like shit that I would not want rattling around in my mind. But I think a lot of white people, they just got to say a white person's the best rapper. Because some of them, they just like, no, not Eminem. It's Post Malone or Macklemore. At least Macklemore, like, he talks about more shit than Eminem. But once I found out Brother Ali is white, I'm like, best white rapper in the world. He's there. It's like, not even. I mean, you could say LP from Run the Jewels. Like, they parallel. They talk. They got content, but the fact that he was the first rapper to make it on Iranian broadcast, that's a lot. I like to unpack that a little bit. And no offense to Eminem's fans, But I mean, his shit is offensively bad. And I remember he was he had like the fuck Trump thing. It was like, yeah, fuck Trump. But yeah, I'm a revolutionary. So fuck anybody participating in this system. Fuck every blackmailed pedophile. I mean, we if we didn't have Trump, he'd probably be rooting for the blue tide pedophile. When all of the shit needs to burn down. So don't twerk for the empire. Fight the power. We need to bring a lot of people to justice, and we need to do it before shit gets nuclear. It is crazy that people still haven't, like, it's people walking the streets right now that still have not faced justice. It is, like all of the revelations with the vaccine. It's Bill Gates talking with Jeffrey Epstein about what to do with the poors. Like, they need a final solution for poor people. And this is before the vaccine. And then, all of the clot shot, the deaths and the destruction and the shit, like, shit's still just finally being acknowledged. Wait, hold up. Look how Bill Gates is just a little too comfortable for killing millions of people with that vaccine. Millions. And we don't even really understand the full spectrum, the full scope of the destruction yet. It's a lot of people, and it's just like, I look at it because it's a video of a assassin, a hitman getting him with the pie a few years ago. And now he's got extra bodyguards and shit like that, but he's still open, still wide open. Somebody could have possibly hit him with a letter of disapproval just so he can, get home and read it and just know that he's a bad person. But that's not the this is what I would like to see. This is not going on in our country yet. But we have the numbers. We have so many people who understand that we're run by criminals and that the criminals need to be brought to justice. So this is what a team of older women is doing in the UK right now.
Mark Thurston. Hello, my name's Isabel. I'm actually here to place you under citizen's arrest. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know you are, but this is a very serious matter. The charge is actually public nuisance, and we have reason to believe that you are on your way to commit further crimes of public nuisance. So you are safe. The police have been called.
They're surrounding their oligarchs, locking arms, preventing them from continuing to be a public nuisance, right? And I mean, I'm down for movements like that. And I know what you're saying. You could attract some mentally unstable people. It could be people who show up who just, they're trained in violence. They have like histories of mental instability from, going to serve in a war that really gave them a moral injury and it messed them up really bad. and they just like their reflexes just naturally go into violence. So they get around the people who cause these wars. They may hurt them. And I understand that's a possible outcome, but I'm willing to risk it. If we could just like surround these crooks, we just show up at Boeing, we show up at Raytheon, we show up at Northrop Grumman, and all of these criminal organizations. We surround all of the people involved, and yeah, we're going to have some mentally unstable people who may hurt them. I'll do what I can to prevent it, but somebody's got to bring them to justice. We can't sit around waiting for people who were caught on the Epstein files to turn themselves in. That's not going to happen. Donald Trump is not going to be like, well, you got me. Yes, I was being blackmailed because it was not just pedophilia. It's cannibalism. It's spirit cooking. I was sacrificing children. They caught that on tape, and I just that's how I was able to be blackmailed into committing war crimes. It's just like, I'm going to turn myself in. He's not going to do it. Like he knows he's going to hell. He just accepted it, and he's just full bore into it. He's probably eating kids right now, molesting children. It's just, we're taking too long to release the diddler bot to go over and detonate as soon as creepy pedophiles, try to sacrifice them or fuck them. We have to bring them to justice. Let's learn from these old women. Just look at like they're just kindly, politely able to stop this person. And we got some big, burly, scary motherfuckers. And we got some major numbers. And if we just like let them continue to go about business, like they're creating bigger and bigger robots, or should I say, they're getting us to create it. They're getting poor people who come from working class backgrounds to create their tools. They're getting people from third world countries to come over here and create the tools that will be used eventually to go after their people. But yeah, they're going to be used on us too. So we got to get them. They go out and eat all the time. If you are preparing their food, the food is going to a pedophilic war criminal. Put some inventive ingredients in there. Just think of some cool stuff to put in there to help the cause. Like what do you have that could really help America if you had to feed these people? Like what you see them buying clothes from your store? What can you do? How can you contribute to this revolutionary movement? One person, it could be just putting itching powder in the back of their shirt. Who knows? You could put in something that rhymes with shamtrax. I mean, it's hard to, of course, I don't mean anthrax, because anthrax was created in a government lab, and of course you don't have access to it. The only people who really have access to it are the most successful terrorist groups, like the ones who work for the government. Some extra sauce, yes. Put some extra sauce in the food. Keep them saucy. I just want you guys to just think about these, because everybody has a part to play. And it's H. Rap Brown. I don't have the clip here, but he was talking about how the revolutionary, they all got parts to play. Not everyone's going to be like strapping up and going out and fighting in the streets, but everyone has a part to play. It could be you're a factory worker, and it's just like your time comes, you just serendipitously come across a war criminal. It's just like you got to figure out what to do. I've been feeling like I've been getting close. Like I've gotten into the circle of several billionaire war criminals, and it's interesting the level of brainwashing that comes around people who are like in these really rich people circle, because they don't view the pariahs on our society the same way common normal people would, because they get little creature comforts for being closely connected. But I was like, I kept coming across like a few different billionaire war criminals talking. Oh, one of the people was was looked after kids like an au pair, had like an in-house opportunity working for these billionaires, and they knew they got to meet Bill Gates. And I remember when it was someone posted something saying bad shit about Bill Gates. Like this was years ago when it was like first revealed, like pictures of him and Epstein were getting popular, and they were like, I would love to work for Bill Gates. Like he's an amazing person, da 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 da, and he's trying to save the world and make it better. I was just like, I thought it was like they were joking, but they were like serious because they got to encounter him. They were like in his circle of knowing his au pairs and shit like that. And I was just like, yeah, that's crazy. But I'm not knocking anyone who may take that position because I'm assuming it works. It pays well. I've taken work for Microsoft and shit like that. But they smart enough to keep the higher ups away from me, because if I encounter them, we're gonna have an interaction. I'm gonna figure out what I can do, check my pocket, see what I can add to his food or whatever, add to his mind. I don't know, but everyone has that role to play, and some people it's just like you come across any of these people. Just figure out what your role is. Figure it out quick. It could be, I don't know if you watch Breaking Bad, but Jesse, he had a poison cigarette that he kept in his cigarette box, and it was just like waiting for the time to just poison someone. I'm not saying you should do that, but you could give them just a regular cigarette and just slowly like poison their lungs. I don't know. Give them some secondhand smoke. Just blow it directly in their face. Not saying poison them, but I was like watching Trump. It was a bunch of protesters. They were at a restaurant where Trump showed up, and they just started shouting all kinds of stuff. Just imagine if like we had a network where those people like we had like a hashtag that we could do whenever we see like a Epstein lister, and we just have like a crowd of people surrounding whatever establishment they're in, waiting for them, and then we bring them to justice. We send them off to Iran, and it's just like we get a live feed of them rotting in an Iranian prison. I mean, that's World War III averted. I mean, I'm down for it. I would love to see it. I mean, who doesn't want to see CCTV of pedophilic war criminals just rotting in jail? I'm all about it. Nate, wish me happy birthday. I'm 24, a fan for 13 years. Well, man, that's dope. So I've been with you all your adulthood. Shit, most of your life. That means a lot to me. Hopefully I was able to propagandize you in the right way into becoming a revolutionary. I was like one of the transformative experiences for me was like when I did like a tour back in 2010. Went state to state, got to meet some of the viewers, and I just assumed everyone who watched my content was much older because, I discuss a lot of adult topics. And then I got to the Detroit area, and then it was a young kid, like 10, and he showed up with his dad, and he was like quoting shit that was very adult in nature, or at least the language was. It was like, what was it? The dude with the red handkerchief scarf. They raping everybody. They raping everybody. That dude did that video. Employee evaluation of him. And he was like quoting that shit. And I was like, whoa, that's some adult content for you. And his dad was like, no, we watched together. And that just made me super self-conscious because I was like, I was just super aware, like, I got kids watching my shit. So, man, just, but I found out like he ended up becoming an adult now, obviously, but he got into like he became like a reporter, and he was like, posting revolutionary shit. So I'm gonna take credit for that one. Of course you did. I learned to question everything. Absolutely. Solid. It's a good thing to know. You're the reason I have so much critical thought. Well, that's powerful stuff. It warms the cuckolds of my heart. Like my neighbor who was 14, 15 showed me when I was 11. My first video I saw was the one with the cop. It was a fat white lady, and she was harassing people for no reason, like usual. Well, yeah. I mean, I got a few videos like that. It's the specific one is not coming to mind, but yeah. It's always interesting to hear, the people's jump on point, because a lot of it was employee evaluation. And some people they were like, man, I was a fan since the beginning, since your employee evaluation of this. And I was, that's beautiful. But employee evaluations was like multiple years into me making content. And it was like multiple channels because employee evaluations was like my second channel. But still, it's good. 13 years is a long time. Shit. So yeah, you got on right before I lost Nate's Vlogs. Because Nate's Vlogs was taken down 2014, which will be 12 years this year. It's crazy. So you got 1 year of Nate's Vlogs, and then it's chaos after that because so much was lost. Because the realness never was. That's the important part. Lost a lot of platforms, lost a lot of opportunities, lost a lot of money, but I never lost the realness. And that's why I still get shadow banned. You still in the PNW, or did you get back to Cali? Let's not talk about locations. That's a lesson I learned a while ago. But yeah. Would you ever go to Kick? Kick? I know I've heard of that. I mean, I don't know the benefits of it. I can be persuaded, I'm assuming. But yeah, it's just new platforms is always tricky because, I put all kinds of effort into making switches. I remember when I was doing the big fuck you to YouTube, I was being censored, and I was like, I'm going to switch to another platform. And one of the things I was having real issues with was like these fucking people who were contesting my content. This was like the beginning when they started really just cracking down on free speech. So it's like they wouldn't allow, original YouTube. You can use other content as long as you're using it for commentary. And I had like this copy paste thing I could send to send in anytime I had content contested, because all of my content was protected. Because it's not like I just posted, like a straight up trailer, or I just copy and paste. I've like always had commentary for it. That's what Employee Evaluations Rewind was about. But when I started having issues with these people who were contesting shit, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make this move over to this other channel or this other website." They in their bio, all their shit, it says I would be protected. I made the move. First thing I noticed on their homepage, it was like Jukin Media, which was one of the companies that was trying to sue me, and it was like other ones, and I was like, okay, that doesn't seem good. And then I made a video. I had like a censored version for YouTube, because it was like all kinds of shit they were limited. And then I had the uncensored version for the other website. And then they just censored all my shit. It was just like, and it was, attacks because they were still funded by the same companies. Because we're talking about, especially after the fuck full screen shit, because it wasn't really fuck full screen. Full screen, they got bought up by AT&T and all the other networks got bought up by these other major studios. So, like fucking Maker, they got bought up by Disney, so on and so forth. Universal bought one of them. It was just like crazy. But yeah, so, and the same shit with like these other websites that you thought you had choice, but it was like a conglomerate of these other companies. And yeah, they were all about the censorship too. So I don't know Kick. I don't know anything about them. And I'm sure there's people who got nothing but good shit to say about them, but they don't make my content, and some people like the friend who suggested full screen to me. We make completely different content. So full screen worked for him. And I mean, when I first joined, they worked for me because I was like one of the biggest channels they had. So they kissed my ass. And then, I had like, the YouTube's algorithm was based on engagement, and I had the highest engagement on YouTube. So they were kissing my ass at one point. But like I said, they got bought up by AT&T, and it was all downhill after that because a lot of the content, the friend who recommended it, he had nothing but glowing things to say about the content that he covered. I was one of those people who was critical of it. Like, to this day, he goes to like fucking Power Rangers conventions. He knows the Power Rangers personally. And then I make videos talking about like this is a show that promotes child abduction. Like the Zoran is a pedophile. Like he's abducted multiple seasons of kids, and it's just like it's not very welcome because my whole mission is like, let's not watch this. We could do better. And then lo and behold, we find out that the producer of that show, who incentivized all of that fucked up messaging, was a Zionist who blackmails many politicians. And then like he was having young children watching shows that encouraged relationships with adults who made you wear skin tight clothing and have secret relationships with it. Like, it seems like they were brainwashing us to accept the Epstein Island type. I don't know. I wasn't there when they were creating it, but if you look at the old rewind of Power Rangers, you kind of get a sense, or you look at any of the shows, because all of the shows, the kid shows that we had, they had like some subtle or not so subtle pedophile tones. Just saying, it's an actual factual fact. I remember you made a lot of donut jokes but definitely employee evaluations where I started. But definitely almost all my life, your cover of the Trump and Hillary election was very important because no one was talking to me about that when I was growing up. Well, and it's important to know the difference. I still to this day think that Hillary would have been worse. I mean, the 2016 Trump was not as bad as this current iteration. At least he didn't start a new war. I think they got more blackmail on him. But Hillary is like back in 2016 or before that, she was talking about targeting domestic terrorists and all that shit that Donald Trump is now talking about. But she was talking about it way back in the day. He was preaching Jill Stein all through class with my history teacher. Yeah, I got to meet Jill Stein. I told her as soon as we linked up, I was like, "Thank you for giving me someone to vote for." And I was like, "It was crazy how when I told people I was voting for you, I was told that I'm sexist because a vote for you is a vote for Trump." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm not the first time I heard that." I was like, "Yeah, this is." It was a mania. People were just motherfucking lost. It was annoying. And it's just they just want you to just submit to the empire, just give up. You only got the choice of the blackmailed pedophile in the blue tie or the blackmailed pedophile in the red tie. I remember. I feel we missed out on so much of your content because of that's sad. You are talented. I appreciate it. And well, it gave me new avenues. Got back in the theater, but that's got its own little issues. I was censored by the same people who were censoring me online in theater, and that's just yeah. I really just we I'm all about figuring out like a better way forward because right now we have gatekeepers in every form of media, right? And I'm one of the people. As soon as I know what we can't say, it's like the only thing I really want to say. And there's some people who just go along to get along. They want to be the face of the empire's talking points. And I'm the opposite. I am a revolutionary. Like I get any platform, just want to talk about revolution. That's why first, I get censored off of all all online platforms. I write Revolution the musical. That gets censored, but it's gonna we're reaching a point where nobody who's been pushed on any of these platforms is going to have any validity. No one's going to want to listen to anybody. You're going to need some credibility, and yeah. Once that happens, it'd be like at one point, full screen. They kiss my ass. They're gonna come back kissing ass again. I mean, not full screen because they got rid of all of their content creators. They just they don't even. I was around when they were like making the switch too, because it was because back in the day it used to be like you start your own channel and you're in charge of the writing, starring in all this shit. It's like I did all the work of like 38 people on like some of these other channels. Then they started having these channels. Like what was it? I got to meet the people who were working for. Oh shit! It was one of those big channels where like they didn't have. They were telling me nobody on none of the speakers, the presenters. They don't mention their names on it at all. They just mention the channel name. They can't mention because they had their own personal channel. They couldn't plug any of their stuff. Because it was just like, yeah, they want these people to be nameless, faceless, interchangeable. They get like a couple $100 for their contribution, and yeah, it's just like controlled from the top. They're just reading prompts, no soul, no nothing. And if they say anything controversial or get known for anything controversial, they were just a nameless, faceless automaton from the beginning, so they're easily replaced. And that's what YouTube is. That's why I say delete all that shit. I mean, and I don't want to limit it to YouTube. It's TikTok. It's pretty much any platform. This shit has no soul. We're talking about like methods of controlling everybody, and really just evaluate what you're looking. I mean, it's set up. Helped you become a critical thinker. Think critically on what you're watching. On everything, people are afraid of the truth. A white seer named Advice from Louis is a shadow banned for covering the Epstein list. Yeah, that's a problem. And if you go look back at uh, the first rewind I did after COVID hit was Rockman, the Mega Man one. Rewind in Rockman. You can go look. It's talking about the Epstein connections, Bill Gates. Uh, uh, if you look at Mega Man, the character, it's a child who was torn apart. Like they took off his limbs. They added all kinds of technology. So he was tortured, more than likely molested. Like he was sacrificed, and he had and he was continuing to fight wars and kill people for someone who we're told is a good guy, Dr. Light, and the bad guy was Dr. Wiley. I was like, none of this shit makes sense. I mean, you could argue they're all bad guys, but there is no good guys, right? If anyone's a good guy, it would probably be Dr. Wiley, because he didn't really actually hurt Mega Man. But I didn't watch the whole series. But yeah, and if you look at Mega Man, it was like perfect parallels between what was going on with COVID, because he was getting all these upgrades like boosters and vaccines. I don't know. You could go watch it. It's a pretty long rewind. It's like 30 minutes altogether. Some platforms I had to break it up into sections of 10 minutes. But yeah, that was I lost 3 more channels as soon as COVID hit, and videos like that did not help. And it's crazy because shit, I was right. Like one of the videos was talking about the CEO of YouTube, who made a video saying that they're only going to allow authoritative news sources to speak on COVID, because people who aren't authoritative news sources like myself, they were saying you should take vitamin C and turmeric. They were like, she said that they were putting people in danger, suggesting that you take vitamin C and turmeric, so people wouldn't get their vaccines. She was worried about people just not staying up to date on their vaccines. Meanwhile, Google was directly invested in the vaccines that you couldn't be critical of, right? So that should have been like, critical thinkers, let's unite, let's realize this is all bullshit. That's what I was trying to wake people up to. Lo and behold, a few years later, we come to find out that the CEO, who's like, we got to celebrate these authoritative news sources, she was dead from a turbo cancer. I'm not saying that it was the vaccine that did it, that the vaccine that she was supporting and she wouldn't allow you to criticize. But I'm pretty sure she wished that she took some more turmeric and vitamin C. Maybe that would have helped. Maybe. Not a guarantee. But I don't think she made the right choices for her to have this weird turbo cancer that, like, is really like it's a new phenomenon that really started like picking up around the time of a certain medical procedure or experimental medical procedure. Your content was so great. Appreciate it. Give me some Latino kids with light eyes. That is a quote. Sounds like you were watching the Power Ranger rewind recently. Secret of the Ooze, skeet skeet. That's an actual factual fact. That's like also it's a quote from Epstein Island. It's Bill Gates' book on Epstein Island. You said it before with beetleborgs, and mentioned the weird part about them and the Power Rangers that they go to secluded areas with adults and keep secrets. Yeah. Coincidence? I think not. And I think we're better understanding why that's not a coincidence. Like what happened to saying no to strangers? Yeah, and that's it. That's how they program you. So it's just like, yeah, this is gonna be an adventure. Sure, sir. I'll get into your van. What, you want me to put on this skin tight lycra outfit? Sure. I'll be like a Power Ranger. They're weakening you. They call it goy slop because it's just a bunch of malarkey that they want you to believe that does not suit your interests. All I know is since having COVID, once I have not felt the same since. I don't know what the government dropped on us, but I ain't felt the same since. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, a lot of people they talking about the brain fog. I don't know if you had the vaccine, but my experience with COVID was a little different from most other folks. More specifically, the people who got the vaccine. Um, yeah, foremost, I only got it after I was with my ex. She had a whole family of vaccinated people come over because they were like coming in from out of state, and we were like hosting them. And all these vaccinated people, that's when I started showing the signs of the COVID. But while they held on to it for weeks or months and then got it again repeatedly, I was done with it in about a weekend. And yeah, it was just crazy. And now I was still being told, I had a friend who I was like talking to about it. And he was like, he was telling me about his partner who got COVID and died, and they died because they weren't vaccinated. And he was so sure. I was like, how do you know? And I was asking him, like, okay, well, how long did you have COVID when you got it? Even though you were told you would never get it. And he was like, a few weeks or whatever. Like, yeah, I had it for 2 days and I did not die. And, yeah, and my family who got it had heart issues afterward, strokes in their 30s, all kinds of crazy shit. But then there's like people who have methods of detoxifying yourself, like getting that spike protein out. And I think that would be the issue. And that's what our focus should be. Well, the focus should be taking the power away from the people who forced it onto us. Because even before COVID hit, I was one of those people who was like out organizing, trying to figure out how to take the people who forced the COVID vaccines on us out of power. I was like, we need healthcare for all of these middlemen preventing us from getting the medication we need and the healthcare we need. Like they got to go. It's just like these motherfuckers, they profit off of you suffering. So you think if they give you a free shot, it's going to help you? No, they're not there. They're not your friends. They have propaganda that makes you think like they are noble or whatever, but they are, we're talking about some of the most evil entities in the world. Pfizer has more lawsuits and fines than any other company in the world. Never trust them. They've been in business for over 100 years, never cured anything. Like, yeah, we're going down the wrong path. Benny Hill Internet. I am feeling a hunger. I went on a little longer than expected. But I appreciate you guys for showing up. Don't forget to be good to each other. And don't forget, fight the power. We are not going to be celebrating anything with the empire. Unless we're celebrating taking it down. Find your role, find your part to play, find your person to harass, find your team to collaborate with, and bring down the empire today. Let's try to prevent a nuclear World War III. Toodles.